beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Level Up with Coach Heather, where we discuss movement, mindset, and adventure, and embracing these components to live the life of our dreams. Today, we're diving into a topic that is really personal and very important: women's sexuality and the shame that a lot of us have been conditioned to feel surrounding this. And with it being Valentine's Day, I have on my Valentine's outfit, and I want to talk about this sensitive subject because I don't think that we talk about it enough, and I want us to reduce the stigma. So if you've been here a while, you know I don't shy away from deep conversations because talking about it is how we break free from limiting beliefs. And trust me, I have had these same beliefs myself, okay? So this is, me learning right along with you guys. And if you grew up in the South like me, or anywhere in a conservative household, or maybe a super religious household, you might have heard things like, good girls don't even think about sex. Keep your legs closed. If you like sex, you're bad. You're a bad girl. And if you're from a religious background, maybe even the idea of sex outside of having children is somehow sinful. And let's be real, this messaging wasn't just from parents, because it definitely wasn't from my mom. It was from school, church, society as a whole, right? But today we're going to unpack all of that because I am a spiritual person. So we're going to talk about the science and the spirituality behind women's sexuality. What does spirituality actually say? And a hint, it's not what you were taught. And most importantly, how to let go of shame and embrace pleasure, connection, and a healthy relationship with your body the way that we were meant to enjoy it. And ladies, it's not just about intimacy with your partner. This is about you, your self-worth, your confidence, your ability to enjoy your own body without guilt. So grab your coffee, your tea, your wine, whatever your vibe is, and let's talk. Okay, so first let's talk about what the science is, because we were fed a lot of misinformation. First things first, female pleasure is real, it's valid, and it's biologically important. It's not just about men. In fact, research shows that women's sexual desire actually increases with age. Yes, ladies, as we get older, we're often more in touch with what we want, which is beautiful. Also, on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, sex is at the bottom with food and shelter. And that doesn't just apply to men. That's for men and women. Now let's talk about the female brain and pleasure. The female brain releases more dopamine and oxytocin during intimacy than men's brains do. Dopamine is the pleasure chemical and oxytocin is the love hormone. This means that for women, intimacy isn't just physical. It's deeply emotional and mental. That's why connection, safety, and trust are huge factors in female desire. Now, I know some people and some of my friends that would argue with this and say they do have intimacy that is purely physical sometimes. And that can be true too, right? We're all different. So let's talk about hormones. Testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone all play a role in libido. And guess what? Women have testosterone too. And it's actually a major factor in our sex drive. As we get older, estrogen drops, but sometimes testosterone levels stay steady, which is why women in their 40s and on up often experience increases in sexual desire. But if we've spent our whole lives being told that sex is bad, that desire can feel very confusing. Like, wait, am I broken? What's wrong with me? No, sis, nothing is wrong with you. You're just waking up to what's always been inside of you. It's very interesting to me that many of us were told, weren't even shown the female anatomy, like in sex ed in the US, right? I mean, that this is even true for my friends in their 20s, that were just told, keep your legs closed. And that was it. That was the extent of their female education. Don't look at it, don't touch it, don't even think about it. Well, that is not normal, right? That is not in any way healthy. You have to get to know your body. You should look at your body, look at yourself in the mirror, get to know your body, how it works, because how can you take care of something if you don't know anything about it, right? And God didn't create us to have like blind spots on certain parts of our bodies. That doesn't mean you have to share it with everybody. You can keep it to yourself, but at least you should know about your own body and feel free to explore your body and understand what gives you pleasure. So now let's talk about the physical and mental health benefits of sex. So here's where it gets even better. Sex is literally good for your health. Neuroscientists say it leads to neurogenesis, it's just the formation of new neurons, new brain cells. It boosts your immune system. It reduces stress. It improves heart health, and it even helps you sleep better. Women who embrace their sexuality tend to have higher self-esteem, better mental health, and stronger relationships. So let's stop acting like sex is something to feel bad about. And another thing that I want to just stop right here and let's talk about is body image, okay? Now, I want to tell you ladies, I have traveled all around the United States, Canada. Of course, I've traveled, to other countries too, but I see this everywhere, right? I saw it in the Dominican. I see it in Milwaukee, in Chicago, in Atlanta, in California, in different cities in California. I see it in, the Bahamas, on cruises. Everywhere I go, I see this, okay? I love to watch people because what else is there for me to do when I'm traveling on location and eating dinner alone, right? Than to people watch and eavesdrop. So what I have found by studying people, and research has backed this up for me, is that everybody likes something different. We are fed this ideal by society that, this is the ideal or that's the ideal. And different cultures have different ideals, right? But in reality, everybody likes something different. Men like different things just like women do. I have a great friend that knew her partner preferred, heavier women and thicker women. And she knew, she was naturally skinny. She was always trying to gain weight. And, the reverse happens, right? Some people like big women, small women, medium-sized women, tall women, short women. People like tall men, short men, all different shapes and sizes, right? Some people like people in the South, we say, I like a man with some meat and potatoes, or they say, I like a girl with some meat on her bones, something I can grab hold to, Everybody likes something different. Everybody has a different thing that appeals to them. Dark hair, light hair, red hair, dark skin, medium skin, light skin. Everybody likes something different, right? Okay, so the looks, we see this with The Bachelorette, with Love Island, with all these shows. The looks is what reels somebody in sometimes, whether that being, you're a larger person, a medium person, a smaller person, a taller person, a shorter person, whatever this person's quan is, they like you, okay? So they pick you out. Well, if that's all you got, that's not keeping them. And sometimes it can be the least attractive people, or like somebody we think's the least attractive, that has all these girlfriends or all these boyfriends, because it's not always about looks. So it's about a lot more than looks, right? And what we think of as someone's quan. I mean, what we think of as societal norms, that is not what everybody finds attractive. Some people love tattoos and sleeve. Some people don't like that. Some people like different everything, shapes, sizes, colors. People have very, very varied interest in what they think is attractive, okay? So number one, embrace yourself. You are beautiful exactly the way you are. You are gorgeous. Start dressing the way you want to dress. Start wearing the makeup or no makeup that you don't want to. Do your hair the way you want. Express yourself the way you are and what you like. I dress in loud, bold colors a lot, because I'm a loud, bold person. I'm not going to wear all black all the time. That's just not me. Even if it's classy, I'm just not going to do that. And I've made a lot of money and I'm still not going to do that, right? Because the designer clothes don't matter as much to me. I'm just really like fun and adventure. So I always want to be ready for one, right? So that's what I'm saying. We're all different. Just be the best version of you. Don't wait until tomorrow to buy the dress. Buy the dress now, honey. Somebody finds you the prettiest thing they've ever seen, okay? Some girl finds you the sexiest man they've ever seen. So, for men that are listening, people, whatever gender you are somebody's Quan. I guarantee it. So own that, because confidence is attractive to everyone, and that's proven, right? So being confident in yourself and being authenticity is the number one, neuroscientists say, attractive quality in a person is authenticity. So be your authentic self, be you, be confident. There is somebody out there for you. So don't feel like you have to wait to enjoy sex until you look a certain way or you're a certain size or, enjoy it now. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. All right, here is where it gets even better. Sex is literally good for your health. It boosts your immune system, reduces stress, improves heart health, and even helps you sleep better. Women who embrace their sexuality tend to have higher self-esteem, better mental health, and stronger relationships. So let's stop acting like this is something to feel bad about. Neuroscientists say it's one of the few things that actually help you grow new neurons your entire life is having sex. All right, now, so let's talk about what's the spiritual perspective on sex. So for my ladies who grew up in the church or religious, you might be thinking, Heather, but what does the Bible say about sex? So let's talk about that. Because a lot of us were taught a very narrow, fear-based version of spirituality when it comes to sex. And I want to say my mother did not do this. But society, school, other female role models in my life definitely did, right? So let's talk about the Song of Solomon, which is a love story. Did you know that the Bible has an entire book dedicated to passion and intimacy? The Song of Solomon is literally a poetic love story about desire, sensuality, and emotional connection. It celebrates the beauty of attraction and pleasure in the context of love. Many spiritual traditions, including Christianity, emphasize that sex isn't just about procreation. It's about connection. In a loving relationship, sex is a way to bond, express love, and create intimacy. It was never meant to be a source of shame or guilt. So, let's start releasing the shame. And if you grew up in a religious environment like me where sex was demonized, I want you to ask yourself, is this belief serving me or is it keeping me in fear? Spirituality should bring us freedom, peace, and love, not shame and repression, right? A lot of times we're keeping ourselves in these self-imposed prisons and boxes that don't have anything to do with our religion or spirituality. It's just society's rules, right? Let's talk about some actionable strategies where we can go from shame to enjoyment, right? Or at least get out of that stigma of shame and oppression. So, number one, challenge your limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, where did my beliefs about sex come from? My parents, my church, my mom, my dad, society? Do these beliefs reflect who I am today? Do I believe this? And if they don't reflect who you are, let them go. Number 2, educate yourself about your own body. Like I mentioned before, I can't tell you how many women, including me until a few years ago, know what their anatomy looks like. And I'm a nurse. If you've never explored that side of yourself, start there. Knowledge is empowerment. Get to know your own body. There is no shame in that. Typically, men are encouraged from very young ages to do that, and sometimes they're not either. Sometimes they can be wrapped in these same stigmas. But many times, it's more of a female thing. Next, if you're in a relationship, talk to your partner about what you need. And if you're single, talk to other women safely and respectfully about their experiences. Normalizing these conversations is how we break free of this stigma, and break free of this, it's so bad and shameful. Next, self-acceptance and pleasure without guilt. Pleasure is not a sin. It is not dirty. It is not wrong. It is a gift. And you deserve to experience joy in your own body, whether that's through intimacy with a partner or just loving and appreciating yourself more. It's all part of health and happiness. And you deserve to be happy. There is nothing wrong with pleasure. So, my loves, I know this was a big conversation. A big, very big topic, kind of a taboo topic, especially for women. But I hope that it resonated with you. And I want to leave you with a challenge. Write down one limiting belief that you have about sex and replace it with an empowering one. And if this episode spoke to you, please share it with a friend. Let's create a world where women can talk about sex openly and without shame. You deserve to live fully, body, mind, and spirit. And I am so proud of you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate your time. I hope that it had a positive impact on you. And I hope that you keep shining and you keep smiling and you keep believing in yourself, because you are amazing. And there is no one else in the whole world just like you. Have a wonderful day. I'm so proud of you.
Could see that you're good enough. Try to believe that you're good enough.